If you picked up this book, you are probably intrigued with the notion of professional learning in some way. You might be yearning for a more powerful way to continue to be alive in your own learning as a teacher throughout your professional lifetime. Inquiry is something that connects you to other professionals. Inquiry is something that enables the learning that you do in a one-day type of situation. That is probably the most frequent way professional learning is designed for teachers, although we know in and of itself it's ineffective. Inquiry is something that carries that learning into your classroom. Inquiry is a way that you can think about and ponder and connect to other professionals who are experiencing the same types of dilemmas that you have in your own teaching. The things that keep you up at night, the things that you're thinking about on your drive, maybe a particular learner in your classroom that is puzzling to you for some reason. Maybe it's the curriculum and the way the curriculum is designed and how it plays out for the learners in your classroom. Maybe it's particular teaching strategies that you're passionate about trying and translating in meaningful ways into your practice. These are just a few of the types of things teachers think about and want to learn more about and want to explore and discover better and better ways to reach every child that they teach, but don't necessarily have a professional learning mechanism to help them do that in any kind of sustained way. Inquiry is the answer. Inquiry helps teachers connect to one another. Inquiry helps teachers learn in their practice as they're doing it, rather than taking them away from practice for those one-day types of workshops. That's one of the reasons inquiry is so powerful, and I've been so passionate about it.
So I am here to tell you that I'm very excited about the fall semester and very excited.
So what is inquiry? It's really quite simple, although it's complex when it plays out in practice. But really simply, all inquiry is creating a space for teachers to think about how complex the acts of teaching and learning are. And because teaching and learning are such complex acts, it is natural and normal for many issues and tensions and problems and dilemmas to emerge in practice, whether you've been teaching for 1 year or you've been teaching for 45 years. So what inquiry does is it creates this space for teachers to reflect on those issues, dilemmas, tensions they're feeling in their practice. And rather than sweep them under the carpet and pretend they don't exist, it enables teachers to celebrate them and celebrate all the great complexity in teaching. That's probably what drew you to teaching in the first place, is how rich that whole teaching and learning world is. Every learner is different. You know that if you're a teacher. What we do once we've unearthed these issues and tensions and problems is we name them. And the way we name them is we frame them as a question, a wondering about your practice that you want to explore in a systematic and intentional way. So then how do you explore that wondering, that question that you own in a systematic and intentional way? You collect data, and data comes in many shapes and sizes. I think in this day and age, we often think of data and the first thing that comes into our heads is test scores. Quantitative measures of student achievement are certainly an important form of data and can be very informative to a teacher researcher, but there are many other types of data that are very telling and really help us understand the great complexities inherent in teaching. The most prevalent form of data for the teacher researcher is simply student work. So it's literally looking at the work that your student is producing in a very systematic and intentional way and gaining insights into a question that you have about your practice through the work of your students. As a teacher researcher, taking a step back and saying, what is this telling me about my practice? What might I do differently about that? And then finally taking action based on what you've learned, making those changes in practice, and the cycle begins again. Another critical component of the process is also sharing that learning with others, with other professionals, so that you can both inform their practice with what you've learned, but then also so that you can have some fellow professionals wrap their heads around the issues that you're exploring in your practice as well. And 2 heads are better than 1. 3 heads are better than 1. 4 heads, as we connect more and more teachers professionally to one another to both uncover and explore problems of practice, we develop much richer learning environments for children in schools.